Alright, welcome once again to Take Time. Now, the matter between Godswill Akpabio and Natasha Akpoki has taken an unimaginable twist. While it was about your word against my word, another lady has come out to drop a bombshell that is breaking the internet. While I was thinking that, why will more than one person begin to lay an accusation against Godswill Akpabio, I went and began to do a research and I found out something in the good book. He said in Deuteronomy chapter 19 verse 15, he says, one witness shall not rise against a man concerning any iniquity or any sin that he commits. By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, the matter shall be established. Yes. Another lady has come out to say, yes, I support Natasha Akpoki, as Godswill Akpabio also has sexually harassed me. And one interesting thing about it is that I found out that the lady is also very fair and beautiful. Guess what? Your guess is as good as mine. I want you to sit back and take a look at the word she said as she narrated hook, line, and sinker exactly what Godswill Akpabio did to her when she went to request a contract from him. And that sparked reactions on the internet. But please, do well to go to the comment section and drop your own thoughts and touch the like button. It doesn't cost anything. Because we want this video to be recommended for more people to get to see. But don't go anywhere, because I'll be coming back to give you the reactions of Nigerians about it. Take a look for yourself.
We all know that in Nigeria, to get government-appointed jobs, contracts, you need to know people. I don't care what qualifications you have. I don't care how good you are at your job. You need to know the right kind of people. Now, I used to have a company before which did supply jobs. I and my friend, we owned this brand, and we were really trying very hard to make a name for ourselves. Now, did we have the connection? Hell yeah, we did. We had a great connection, like the people we knew, who. But you see, now with that connection still, you still have to go forward and meet the people, you know. So we were recommended to this particular institution. I don't want to mention what it was, but you would think that people in that establishment are more decent than we know. Now, we were recommended to go to this particular guy, you know. We spoke to him about our project and what we plan to do. So basically, it was to paint the whole establishment, which was a lot, and buy computers and furniture for the place, which I don't even want to say how much money would have made from that. We got to the understanding that, listen, we're going to, he says he wants 20% of the deal. And we're like, you know what, it's a huge contract, so no problem, let's do it. And mind you, we'll still have to sort out the person who referred us there. But after everything was established, this man had the audacity to stand up and tap my ass because he says, now that's the second part of the project. I'm like, excuse me, sir, I don't understand. You're already taking 20% from us. Like, this is not going to happen. And he's like, listen, honey, like, if you ain't doing it, somebody else is doing it. And to top it off, he didn't just want one of us. He wanted both of us. So tell me in that situation what a woman was supposed to do. And mind you, it wasn't even a time where you could say, oh, let me film, because guess what? As soon as you walked into the building, you were asked to leave your phones at the entrance, so you couldn't even tape it. So apart from the foul memory you get from that experience, how else are you supposed to give proof? Unfortunately, yes, in the world there are a lot of women who do come out and lay false accusations on people, but those percentages are very little. Tell me what I should have done in that situation. Situation number 2. I was also in real estate at one point, you know, before I built my studio. I wanted to have more funds, so I'm like, let me go into this business. Now, on this particular day, I met this guy, you know, he sounded very decent. He was as old as my father. You know, he's like, listen, I have a big name. You know, he actually did have a very big name in the real estate business in Lagos. And he's like, listen, if you can help me with my properties, you can put them on the market and you get a commission, blah, blah, blah. So as time went on, we discussed about it, and he said, listen, let's have an official meeting in my office. So I went to the location, dressed properly. I had my jacket on, long pants, everything covered, because I don't want to. I've been in situations like this too many times that I just want to avoid any drama. So decently. Now on getting there, within the first 5 minutes of the conversation, this guy already strayed away from business. He started asking me a lot of personal questions. Are you in a relationship? And in my head, I'm like, why are we talking about me being in a relationship? He goes ahead asking a lot of very deep personal questions, and I already knew from that moment, listen, first of all, I won't, even if I get the job from you right now, I won't be able to work with you because your mind is already far gone. And what makes me even more angry is like, men in Nigeria forget about how much money they can profit off your back and focus on something so unimportant that it really baffles me. Anyway, after a little while longer, 20 minutes, I felt very uncomfortable with the line of questioning this man was putting. So I said, listen, I do have another meeting, I have to leave, blah, 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 we'll keep in touch. This guy stands up and attempts to hug me, which, bro, you don't know me that well, so you shouldn't even be that close. So what I would normally do out of being uncomfortable is do a side hug. No, this mother effer turned around and planted one on my mouth. Like he had the audacity to kiss me and then shove me into the wall. Now, I'm not going to lie, in that instant, I had so much fear in my heart because, first of all, his office was in the back. There was only a secretary way in front. Even if I screamed, nobody would have heard me. And just oh my God. See, I tried to push this man off. I tried very, very hard. Finally, eventually, I did get him off me. And he just kept talking about how beautiful I was and how he just needed to have some... See, I got myself out of there. The first thing I did was block that man's number. That was a dead deal. And I'm not gonna lie, I got home and I cried because I'm like, how much does somebody have to go through to deal just to provide for your family? Now, I kept receiving calls, no joke, for about 3 months. It was minimum of 7 calls a day to 28 calls a day. This man will call off different numbers. Remember, I blocked him, so he will call me off different numbers, saying how he really wants me, how he did. Forget all the real estate. There was nothing about work. I threatened this man. I screamed at him. I blocked more numbers. More numbers kept calling me. The only time this guy backed off was when I threatened, because I started taping the conversations. I'm like, listen, I need to have proof, because if I ever have to report this guy, I need to have something. The only time this man backed off was when I threatened to expose him on social media, because he had the family, he had children, he had everything. That was the only time he decided to back off. But why do I have to go through that? Senator Natasha is a very beautiful woman. I mean, the more I listen to her, how she's gorgeous. I understand why some men will have the audacity to even approach her in such a manner. They don't care if you're married. If, like I said in my previous video, they don't care if you're married, if you're pregnant. They do not care. They want what they want when they want it, and you're supposed to deliver. I have lost so many jobs and great opportunities in my life because I refuse to fall for this. Because listen, if I would ever have to do anything with any man, it is because I want to, because I genuinely like you. There's no way in hell you're gonna put pressure on me.
So guys, let's take a look at what some Nigerians had to say about the accusation of this lady. Fundamental said, I feel you, ma. Sexual harassment in all levels. I had my share of it too when I was seeking for job back then. And then I got one in SS, Eatery in Lagos, and one Mr. Taiwo started. Another one came from Benjamin, who said, so unfortunate. And Mel said, Nigeria is a man's world. Ayo said, I always say to all men, imagine if your beloved daughter, mother, sister, or aunt is exposed to this, what will you do? They suddenly go quiet. Says it all. Johnson said, a decent girl or woman would walk away. If female walks away, no man would request nonsense from her, from any female. Learn to walk away, always walk away. And Tope said, why should you even post a video like this on your channel? Really? Why won't he post it? Michael said, this is not in Nigeria there, you can fall forever. And Philip said, thanks for sharing. African women are watching this story closely. Another response also came from Michael, who said, leaving phones at the reception tells you it's the practice to want to sexually harass women with this man. Well, not completely though. Sometimes in some offices people do that for security reasons. just like in some of the police stations as well. But that's not enough reason for a person to want to sexually harass a lady. We had another one from Toro who said, you were doing well till you mentioned the fact that you were prepared to give 20% of the F word. Truth be told, you fall among those who make corruption in norm. Wow.